Exposing what the narcissist does when you're not looking. In today's video, we're bringing to light what the narcissist will do behind your back when they think you're not looking. Greetings to each of you. I would like to take this opportunity to invite you to join me today as I welcome you to yet another episode of Narcissist Exposed. Do all narcissists exhibit the same traits? Yes, to a certain extent. All they care about is their own interests. They're a little irritable, and they are constantly shifting the blame and changing the topic. For them, the only thing that matters is what they want and how they want it. As a result, individuals who care about them lose faith in them because they are unreliable, unappreciative, and mired in the past. These people are pretentious, sneering jerks who don't even believe it themselves. They're self-centered, spoiled brats who think they're above the law. They are masters of rationalization, victimization, and other sorts of psychological manipulation. They have little regard for their partner's devotion or respect when the disguise is removed. If I'm missing any, please let me know, and I'll add them to the list. But for the time being, let us stick to the subject at hand. You are not the only person who is puzzled over what it means when a narcissist says, "I want to be alone." This is something that narcissists might occasionally say to their lovers, friends, or family members. They would desire time for themselves, time for introspection, or simply a quiet space where they could be by themselves. It is vital to understand what a narcissist means when they say things like this, as well as what they typically do when they pretend to be alone. In addition, it is important to know how to respond when a narcissist says something like this. Because, in all honesty, narcissistic people despise being forced to spend time by themselves. This is the most straightforward explanation. It is necessary for them to engage in conversation with other people in order to fulfill what is known as their narcissistic supply. Because of this, narcissists have little choice except to utilize, manipulate, or deceive other people in order to accomplish what they set out to do. This can be accomplished in person, over the phone, or online. They have a tendency to take their partner and other loved ones for granted, and if they are perceived as a reliable source of supply, they may even resort to narcissistic abuse. Most of the time, they're uninterested and desire that things might be made more interesting by the participation of another individual or the occurrence of a different incident. As a consequence of this, they frequently disregard or forget about the people who are closest to them in order to concentrate on other matters. At this point, the narcissist might stop taking your calls, start ghosting you, beg for space, or aggressively push you out of the way in order to prioritize themselves. Alternately, they may engage in frequent conflict with you and place the blame for everything on your shoulders in an effort to make you feel guilty for pushing them away, or they may even convince you to concur with them that the two of you need to maintain a certain amount of physical separation from one another. Narcissists are incredibly intelligent people who are aware of a multitude of ways to acquire what they want without ever disclosing their intentions. This is how they are able to get what they want, by being extremely cunning. Nevertheless, you will be held accountable for anything that takes place. Regardless, if the narcissist is eventually given unrestricted latitude to express themselves, any negative outcomes are possible. To begin, it's possible that they enjoy solitude since it enables them to continue their addicted behaviors without being interrupted. This is a possibility. The compulsive need to engage in activities such as gambling, pornography, or even sexual activity are all manifestations of this. It's possible that drugs or video games are also playing a role in their behavior. Narcissists may also desire greater space in order to grow closer to another person. In point of fact, the narcissist takes great pleasure in exerting a great deal of time and effort in the pursuit of fresh sources of supply, which they then attempt to seduce. You can be sure that they will begin hunting for new resources as soon as they have exhausted all of the ones they now possess. Because narcissists feel the need to keep their choices open, it is not uncommon for them to have romantic or sexual relationships with multiple people at the same time. If you continue to take up time that they would rather spend with someone else, you can be sure that they will find a way to put off having that talk with you. One more justification for a narcissist's desire for solitude is the need to exact revenge. It's possible that you upset them, set boundaries for yourself, or called attention to an odd behavior pattern that they have. All of these things could be to blame. It's possible that any one of these things was the catalyst for this. They will, if they have the ability to do so, choose to be unavailable at a time when they were supposed to be helping you or simply being there for you in order to accomplish this goal. And if they have the ability to do so, they will. One of the reasons for this is that they are plotting things behind your back. Therefore, this is also a reason. When they have ill will against another person, narcissists transform into far more covert versions of themselves than they are normally. Because they do not want to put themselves in harm's way, they will not approach you unless they are certain of the means by which they could cause you harm. After that, they will return and act as if you are their closest friend in order to conceal their true motives. The third and final explanation is that they might have long-term plans to end their relationship with you and get rid of you for good. As a direct consequence of this, they abandon you in a state of limbo till they come back. It's what I refer to as a soft discard. They try to convince you that they have issues with themselves, that they are hopeless and don't know what to do with their lives, or that they are depressed so that you will believe them. The reason for this is that they do not disclose to you the fact that they would like to be with somebody else. Because narcissists are so focused on themselves and their needs, the only activities they do with their time are those that are advantageous to them. As I've mentioned before, the narcissist typically uses their time alone to engage in some sort of depraved activity or to concentrate their efforts on feeding their addictions. Even when they insist that they are not with anyone else, this is nonetheless the fact. They may choose to replace you with anybody they choose, be it a stranger, a relative, or even a child, someone who can supply additional supplies for the narcissist, depending on the circumstances. This replacement might be anyone they want. In a nutshell, narcissists are people who are completely preoccupied with themselves and care solely about their own success and the power it brings them. They devote their entire lives to finding new ways to divert attention away from themselves and the problems they cause. For now, that is all there is to say about this topic. It is a delight to have you with us today, and I do hope that you find the video to be of some use. Please feel free to share your experience in the comment space below if you have ever shared a home with a covert narcissist. Think about subscribing to our channel, and if you do, be sure to click the bell button so you may be notified when we upload new videos. Thank you.